what is your one idea across the asset classes? Thank you.
What's your one best idea across asset classes for the year? Thank you for asking one of my lightning rounds. We're behind. Mark, why don't we start with you? Mark, we might not start with you if you don't answer quickly.
One best idea. I think I would look at uranium and anything related to nuclear.
Chris,
all right, yeah, I'm going to go more thematic just because we can't name names, but I think actually looking outside U.S. for fixed income, I think there's some opportunities there, whether it's DM or EM, because I think your total return potential, you have some yield environments globally that are fairly compelling, and I think you have another environment. You may not have a down year for the dollar like we did in 25, but I think if you pick your currencies right, you could have another tailwind of some of these FX against the dollar.
I would say that while technology, automation, AI are very, very important and it will be driving growth, I think focusing only on the technology sector may be missing, you may be missing other opportunities, such as sectors where these technologies can enhance productivity. And we see that sectors that of the traditional, old economy may actually benefit also from the deteriorating demographics. So I think there will be opportunities in sectors that we were not focused before, and also in small to medium companies that had a hard time competing, but now because of these technologies, they can actually improve their productivity. So I would focus very much on areas where these technologies are utilized as opposed to just the development of these technologies.
I think I know your answer.
Well, of course. Well, if you want income and you can invest in an all-weather strategy and in a stable fashion, there's some interval fund, evergreen 40 Act fund that you can invest in. But other than that, I think from a macro standpoint, because I think that was your question, I feel like with all of these news we've been getting over the last months and so on, and I think all these macro factors that we've just heard as well, that's going to create, in my view, a lot of liquidity. So I would probably be also long vol, if you will. But again, I'm not a macro trader, but I'm just very surprised that if you look at the VIX today, it's only at 50, right? And with all these news, I feel like the world has kind of like been numb to all of these flashy news, and it's interesting to say the least.
I'd say, we have a thing on our board in front of us where it says foreign equities in foreign currencies, right? So that's the basic story for the next 10 years. But if you want to be market neutral, you could be short the US equity market against it, because all of this stuff is super expensive here, and we've priced a lot into it. I also want to say, when I say foreign equities in foreign currencies, it's much more tricky because, as I like to say, the best performing equity market every year is an emerging market equity index, and the worst performing is also an emerging market equity index. So you do have to spend time on looking at what's happening in these countries or companies and so on, and it's much more active management heavy. In the US, we are spoiled because we have this great index, the S&P 500, although there's only 5 stocks that really matter in the index, but it's a well-constructed index for what has happened so far. So that's what I would say.
And I would agree. I think you want to be in active global equities.